Welcome to Defending a Christian Worldview Forum. I'm your host, Gary Cass. This week, our nation was shaken to the core when a white racist, Dylann Roof, entered the historic Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina, and, after sitting through a Bible study, opened fire, killing 9 members, including the pastor, Clementia Pinckney. It's the worst attack on an assembled congregation in American history. This comes at a time of heightened racial tensions across America. The shooter's alleged motive was to start a race war. Thankfully, Roof was apprehended after being spotted and followed by Debbie Dills, a white woman, and a devout Christian. She courageously kept Roof in sight until authorities could arrive. Roof has been roundly condemned for the attack from all sides of the religious and political spectrum, including South Carolina Governor Haley.
We woke up today and the heart and soul of South Carolina was broken.
He has confessed to the killing, but has shown no remorse. Now he's awaiting trial on 9 counts of murder and could be subject to the death penalty. While we are outraged by this heinous incident, the fact is people are being shot and killed at churches on a regular basis. Since 1999, after the horrific bombing and shooting at Wedgwood Baptist Church in Fort Worth, Texas, where 7 were killed and where 7 were wounded, more than 1,000 such attacks have occurred, more than 150 so far this year. Tim Miller, president of Lionheart International Services Group, is one of the nation's foremost experts in church security. He fears the Charleston massacre could only be the beginning. Quote, "Violence directed against the church has been growing over the past decade. My fear is what we saw in Charleston is one incident of many more to come." So, what is our Christian duty towards those who come to our worship services? Obviously, we want them to feel welcome. Hurting people often turn to the local church as a last resort when they are desperate, in need of love and direction. We never want to turn anyone away. On the other hand, we have a duty to make sure our people know they are safe, just in case there is a threat. Jesus told his disciples they ought to have a sword just for those purposes. In Luke 22, verse 36, he said, "Let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one." In Psalm 23, we read of the Lord as our shepherd. Notice both his rod and staff are said to comfort his sheep. The rod is a weapon to ward off predators. It is not ethical to subject our churches to the vicious impulses of terrorists, criminals, and psychologically imbalanced people. When God's people were threatened while rebuilding Jerusalem, we read in Nehemiah 4:9, we prayed to our God and posted a guard. In 2007, Matthew Murray attacked New Life Church in Colorado Springs. The night before, he had killed 2 and wounded 4 others at a Youth with a Mission base in Arvada, Colorado. He arrived at New Life Church after the services on Sunday and killed 2 and wounded 4 others. Fortunately, a church member, Jean Assam, a former Minneapolis police officer, was carrying her weapon. Assam is credited with saving dozens, if not hundreds, of lives. Our culture has deteriorated to the point churches, which used to be considered sanctuaries, now need to be secured like any other public gathering. We have both the God-given right and duty to protect ourselves, our families, our fellow believers, and our neighbors. The duty certainly doesn't stop when we go to church. It ought to be the safest place on earth.
Get involved. Make a difference. Visit us online at defendchristians.org. That's defendchristians.org.